And you are still on Collision, and we had the Casanovas with the title track off of their latest album, TERRA CASANOVA. And I happen to have Tommy on the phone with me now. Hi, Tommy.
How are you, Kat?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
So, well, my God, I mean, like I didn't talk to you very long before we came to air, but I used to do radio back in the early 00s, and you guys were pretty massive back then. And I've just been reading through your bio and the people that you played with, and it's just phenomenal. What was that like? I mean, your first show, who was that supporting again?
Powder Monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, and that was your first ever show.
First ever gig, yeah, it was amazing. That's a bit of a story to that. Like, we were just there as spectators, and then Jim, our bass players, original bass players, and Redshift, the rest of his members didn't turn up, and so me and Paddy, I just borrowed a guitar, and Paddy jumped on the drum kit, and we just played as the Casanovas. We played like the first 5 songs or whatever that we'd written, and then supporting Powder Monkeys, and it was pretty cool, like, because we caused we got a really good reaction straight away, like our sort of rise to. You
were an overnight sensation in a way.
Yeah, it was very quick. In fact, I would actually say too quick, because it would be better off kind of honing your skills a bit before you make such an impact, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It took us a few more years, I reckon, till we hit our strides musically, but we were in the limelight within the first 6 months. So I sometimes reckon that, like, looking back, we weren't able to back up our hype as well as we would have been able to a few years later, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, it was great fun.
Yeah, definitely great experience. And you've supported some pretty phenomenal people, including, like, back in the early days, the White Stripes.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't very well known when you actually did support them.
Yeah, that's right. No, we were playing at the Corner Hotel, and I think, actually the headline act of that gig was 6 Foot Hick.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, and White Stripes were supporting them. So, and we were before White Stripes, and I just remember seeing Jack White, like, after the gig and going, "Hey man, great set," or something, and he was like, "Hey man, you too." Like, just sort of,
Yeah, and well, you've toured the world and you've supported people like Motley Crue, Motorhead and The Darkness, and there's probably a few more, but, like, what's a personal favourite show that you've done, or support show?
Yeah, I reckon the highlights for me were definitely Rose Tattoo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I reckon they're one of the best rock and roll bands I've seen live. Just incredible, like, and the great thing about Rose Tattoo, as opposed to, say, AC/DC, is, Angry Anderson can still sing all the high notes, still sings the songs so well, and so that was great. And, yeah, Motorhead, like, by all means, like, one of our favourite bands, and so supporting them was incredible, and I'm trying to think who else. Black Rose was pretty cool. We did a tour with them,
Yeah.
And, loved seeing them.
Well, you sort of, like you said, you weren't prepared at the start. You hadn't honed your skills and that, but you kind of, I guess you learnt by playing with some of the better musicians, the more seasoned musicians.
Yeah, true. Like, I mean, we sort of were one of those bands that we weren't locked away in our garage for months or anything beforehand. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we were like, let's start a band. I think I just read the book Please Kill Me, the punk history.
Right.
And I was so inspired by the sort of anyone can do it thing. Like, I was like, we just got to start a band. So we started it. And honestly, we've probably done about 3 or 4 rehearsals when we did that gig with the Powder Monkeys. And then that was away, when it was gigging after that, it was like scrambling to pull songs together and stuff.
Yeah. Can I ask what you actually did have planned for your life before that?
Yeah. I was studying, just sort of scraping my way through architecture degree at Deakin Uni.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, like I failed every subject in the first year, and then went back straight through to the second year, and then midway through it, the band started. Once things started to take off we were like getting all these tour offers and stuff like that, and so we were touring heaps, and I just had to kind of quit for a while, and then did all what we did and everything. But then I went back in 2007. I finished the degree. Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you designed buildings? Like, have you been working as an architect since?
Kind of really sporadically. Like I worked when I finished. I worked in a big firm doing the Royal Children's Hospital thing, but I was just a CAD monkey. Like I was just, drawing lines on a computer. I wasn't doing any designing, and it was mega boring. I got bored out of my brain, so I stopped doing it for a long time, and I'm just sort of getting back into it a bit now when I'm sort of faced with what the hell am I going to do with the rest of my life. So, yeah.
I suppose the dream is one day to design your own home.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. I'd love to do that if I had the money, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the new album, TERRA CASANOVA, because how long's it been since you actually had a new album out?
Yeah, 9 years.
Right.
9 years. So we did All Night Long in 2005 in America, in California. Then it didn't come out until 2006. And, like, it really is mind-boggling how it's taken this long. We had all this shit happen, like, after that album sort of, probably didn't go as well as everyone had hoped, commercially and stuff. We had money problems, like, with our manager at the time, so we had a little court battle against him. So it was really horrible, like, and then, that sort of took the wind out of the band's sails and a bit of motivation away. And then, Damo's like had a kid and, been married, and just everyone sort of had to kind of get on with their lives. And then I got really sick, for quite some time, and it was pretty hard for me to kind of do anything really for a while. So everything was on hold for a long time. And then, coming out of illness and stuff, I started to write more and more. And then we hooked up with Jimmy, the producer. He was pumping me for songs. So eventually we had about 30 songs to choose from and whittled it down to the 10 that we got on the record.
All right. And the album is actually coming out on the 15th of May, on the day you've got the launch at the Ding Dong Lounge?
That's correct, yeah.
Can I ask then, like, of the 10 tracks, are they all ones you've written since, like you said, all the troubles and your illness, or are there a couple that were written a long time ago that have got through?
Yeah, the one or two of them were written probably, I reckon, about 5 years ago.
Right.
I remember would have been about around 2010. I was working at this school called Lionel Hall Community School. I was teaching guitar. Mm-hmm. And I remember while in between waiting for students to come to their lessons, just bashing out a few songs there.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, back then that was there. And that's Day In, Day Out and Full Circle on the record. They're both B-side songs, but they made the cut in the end. And then, like, later on came out with the songs like He's Alive and Hotel Sunrise and stuff. They were all... Hotel Sunrise is that's a couple of years old too, maybe 3 years old or something. And but He's Alive and TERRA CASANOVA and stuff, they were very last minute, really.
Yeah, and what about then, like, have you been doing live shows throughout the last 9 years?
Only really one-off. We did last year, we did a show for Rubber Records' 25th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
And which was really good, like, because they've been great to us, especially now, like, a band that's got, probably very limited commercial potential, to back us and put up the money for us to do a record's been fantastic. So that, and then the year before that, we did a show for Tim Hemsley's 10th death anniversary.
Right.
So, yeah, that was pretty meaningful. We definitely weren't going to say no to that. So, I kind of didn't really want to play shows until we'd done our record, and had it out there, and we just saved it up and then hit the gigs with full force,
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen because, like, it has been a long time and a lot of people, like the young people, probably don't know who you are, but then there's a lot who do remember you and you didn't expect anything to happen the first time, so you never know what's going to happen this time.
Oh, that's nice of you to say, Kat. Yeah, that'd be sweet if something happened like what it did back then. But, you know, I think that in all reality, like, you know, once you're sort of into your late 30s and stuff like that, like, and you've already had a bit of a run, you know, it's probably unlikely to generate the same sort of buzz. Also, we were kind of riding that rock and roll renaissance sort of wave at the time.
Yeah.
That's in the early noughties, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. When there was a lot of support from a certain station for that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And nowadays there's not really any.
Well, at the moment, everything comes back around.
Yeah. I mean, God, it'd be great if we could catch the pendulum swinging back towards it again, for sure.
Yeah. And you do have the launch happening, which is next Friday night.
Yep.
At the Ding Dong Lounge. Who have you got supporting you for that?
Yeah, we've got as main support a fantastic band called Child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're unreal, like sort of slow, bit Hendrixy kind of bluesy rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real soulful, great guitar playing, and a three-piece sort of really cool Strat-wielding singer guy. So them, and then first time we've got the Vendettas, who are really...
All right, from Geelong.
Really cool. What's that?
Is that from Geelong, the guys from Geelong? Or?
Vendettas? I don't even know if they're from Geelong. Maybe they are. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just Damo's told me about them. So.
All right. I don't know. There could be... If you're saying it with an S, there's a Vendetta in Geelong. Maybe they're two different bands.
No, this is with an S.
Oh, right.
Vendettas, yeah.
Oh, it is a different band. Then people are going to have to go down there and get there early and find out who they are, if they don't know already.
Yeah, but they're apparently really, really good. They just sold out Cherry Bar a few weeks back, apparently.
Right.
So sure they'll be good value, you know, on the night.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe next year we'll see you at Cherry Rock.
I'd love that, yeah. Like, I don't think Casanovas ever played Cherry Rock.
All right.
Yeah, so that would be pretty sweet. I played there a couple of years back with Dave Larkin in his band.
Yeah.
Not Dallas Crane, but me and Davey Larkin had his solo band. Me and a few other guys were playing with him on Cherry on that one.
All right. Well, everyone will have to go down to Cherry Rock on Sunday and have a word to James about the Casanovas playing next year.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, get into there. I'd love to do that gig. It's really fun.
But in the meantime, Ding Dong Lounge next Friday night.
Indeed.
Album launch, TERRA CASANOVA. It has been absolutely awesome talking to you. I could sit here and chat to you for a lot longer, but I got to remember we're going live to air.
Yeah, no worries. Likewise. Very much a pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you. And we did, as I mentioned, hear your track, TERRA CASANOVA, before we spoke to you.
Yep.
And right now we're going to hear another track off the album. This one is called Cold Metal.
One of my favourites.
I didn't mention the Casanovas on Facebook. Of course, go and give them a like.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Thanks a lot, Tommy.
Thanks, Kat.